Hey guys, Oblivion234 here, again with another Urban Rivals video. Today I'm going to be going through all the clans in Urban Rivals and ranking them according to their bonus. So just a disclaimer, this is my personal judgment. If you like a clan more than I put it, that's your thing. I'm judging them in ELO mode, not in like standard fights or tourney T1 or tourney T2 or anything. This is judged solely on their bonus and ELO mode. Okay, so a couple things before I start the video. I want a huge shout out to Investy3, who gave me a good sale on one of his cards. He's a viewer, so thanks a lot to him. And I started a guild on Urban Rivals. It's called Total Oblivion. If you join, I'll be occasionally jumping into the fight club in the guild and just fighting people and maybe making a video out of it, but I will still host events when I'm able, so even if you're not in the guild, you should be able to join that. Yeah, so that's about it for now. So let's start at the bottom. Number 22, La Junta / the Fang Pai Chang. Their bonus is damage +2. It's okay. None of the bonuses are really bad. I mean, it's something. But damage reduction is the most common ability in the game. So damage +2 really doesn't do that much. And, you know, their base cards typically come with lower damage. So if, say, their bonus gets canceled, they have lower damage to begin with anyways. Moving on to number 21. Junks / the Sentinel. Their bonus is +8 attack. It's something. It's a little bit of extra attack, equivalent of putting about one extra pill into your person, which means that one pill fights are better for you, but it's really not that impressive, and it really doesn't end up helping that much in most cases. Number 20, the Freaks, with Poison 2, minimum of 3. Now this ability itself is really good. Poison 2 is a very, very good ability. But when every single card in your deck, if you're going an all Freaks deck, has it, it really doesn't matter because it can only trigger once. Poison doesn't stack. So once you hit them once with it, that's it. You can't get any more help from your bonus. So Freaks are a clan much better suited to only having 2 on your team and then pairing them up with someone else. But yeah, just because of the fact that it's only usable once, rated number 20. So number 19. The Skills, with Protection ability. So inherently, the Skills have more powerful abilities than most other clans, but like I said, we aren't judging them based on their abilities, but you have to keep that in mind when judging this bonus. But more often than not, this bonus ends up being useless, because your opponent does not have any Stop Opponent ability cards, so it just ends up you just end up wishing that, man, I really wish this bonus was something else so that I could actually win this game. Number 18, the Bangers / Uluwata, with the bonus +2 power. Well, +2 power is definitely better than +2 damage, and it's better than that slight attack boost from the Sentinel and Junks, but +2 power isn't that good. It just means that their cards come with lower base power because all cards are scaled off their bonus first. It does allow you to win more fights, but again, if your bonus gets stopped, then you're left with a lower base power card than average. Number 17, the Rescue. Now, these guys are well, I should start with their bonus. Their bonus is support +3 attack. So your guys get +3 attack per rescue that you have in your hand. which is all well and good when you have 4, but it just means you can't mix them with other clans. So the max you're getting is a plus 12, which is definitely better than plus 8, and usually it's more effective, but the rescue as a clan aren't very good, so that's why they come in at number 17. Number 18, the All-Stars with -2 opponent power, -1. Well, this is very straightforward. It's a good ability, and it can be very useful. It's just a straightforward ability. It really, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because cancel opponent bonus and such. But all of that applies here to all of these really. But -2 opponent power isn't as effective as you would think it would be, because if someone really wants something through, they can usually get it through anyways. Next, number 15 is the Frozn with Revenge, +2 power and damage. Now this ability is better than +2 power and +2 damage by themselves, but it's conditional. You have to lose a round. And although the clan does have some pretty good on-defeat cards, you still have to lose a round before it's effective. With your cards being scaled around the fact that they can get +2 power and +2 power, +2 power and +2 damage, not having it all the time really hurts them. But it is a more powerful ability than most of the other things on so far. And that leads us to number 14, Ghost Town, with the day ability of +1 power and +1 damage, and the night ability of -1 opponent power and -1 opponent damage, -1. The main problem with Ghost Town is their consistency, because you have to play them completely different whether it's day or night. With night, you can be more defensive, but with day, you have to be more aggressive. So the Ghost Town, if it was just one of these two, like specifically -1 opponent power and -1 opponent damage, which I feel is the much stronger ability, I'd say that they'd be much higher on this list. But because of the fact that it changes and you have to change your playstyle based on what time of day it is, they come in at number 14. Coming in at number 13 is the Berserk clan with -2 opponent life, -2. Now this ability is inherently more powerful than +2 damage, because unless they have specifically stop opponent bonus, they will not be stopping that 2 additional damage. So they could reduce your damage down to 1, but they're taking about 3 damage most of the time, even if they reduce your damage to 1, which makes it very useful. But there is the slight downside of it is a minimum of 2, which can come back to bite you. Coming in at number 12 is the Geist / the Roots with Stop Opponent ability. Stop Opponent ability is a very good effect, but there are cards that when you stop their ability, they actually get their ability, and it's more powerful than it would normally be. So it can backfire on you if they have one of those cards. But overall, a lot of strategies are based upon their cards' abilities. So Stop Opponent ability is just an overall pretty strong effect. Coming in at number 11 is the Pussycats with -2 opponent damage, -1. Although the clan has a slightly lower average damage than most other clans, nerfing your opponent's damage possibly down to 1 really hurts, because especially in ELO mode, where the average damage on a card's about 4, you're about halving the damage that you're taking from your enemy. So there are a lot of on-damage effects, like on-damage gain life, or on-damage gain pills. So that helps reduce that, as well as just being a strong effect overall. Coming in at number 10 is the Sacronum with -8 opponent attack, -3. Any effect that forces your opponents to put in more pills than they normally would is usually pretty good. And this is no exception, because it essentially eliminates the ability of your opponent to put in one pill to their character and have it win the round. It forces them to put in a minimum of 2 pills to win a round. So essentially, this is just forcing your opponent to use more pills where they would normally not use them. So, and it's got a minimum of 3, which is just good overall, because it really affects your opponent's characters with lower powers. And so it's just good overall. Coming in at number 9 is the Jungo with +2 life. Life gain is an inherently good ability, and having it on every card you have is really good, because like the Berserk, it's not stopped by damage reduction. So even though you might only be dealing 1 damage, if you heal 2, most times your opponent can't deal with the healing, because just putting your opponent down sometimes doesn't work, especially if they have heal effects like heal every turn. And so you healing above them can oftentimes be more effective than dealing damage to them. So that's why it comes in at number 9. Number 8, Nightmare and the Piranhas with Stop Opponent bonus. Stop Opponent bonus is one of the best effects in the game, solely because every card in the game is their ability, power, and damage are all based around their bonus. For instance, like I was mentioning earlier, the Lejunta and Fang Pai Chang have innately lower damage because of their bonus, damage +2. So the ability to cancel your opponent's damage or bonus is really, really good, because like 4 times out of 5, you're gonna be canceling a relevant thing, and there's no downside to it, because with Stop Opponent ability, occasionally there's people that run, the ability, when it gets stopped, it has a more powerful ability. But that is not so with the bonus. Overall, it's just a really good effect to have. Coming in at number 7 is the Montana with -12 opponent attack, -8. Now this ability, or this bonus, is very hard to judge sometimes. But I'd say it's more powerful than Sacronum because of just it's -12. It's 4 more less. But the only downside to this is minimum of 8. So your opponent can still put in 1 or 2 pills, and your bonus just doesn't affect them, and they can win the round if you put in 1, because of the -8. If it was -5 or something, oh man, this would be one of the top. It'd be in the top 5 for ability or bonuses, but no. Just because of the minimum of 8, I'd say this ability comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the Hive with Equalizer, -3 opponent attack, -5. The reason this one is higher is because it can be -15 to your opponent's attack, which is, quite a bit. And its minimum is a lot lower than the Montana's is. So even on a 2-star card, which might not have as much power, it's still -6, -5, which... So on about more than half, like 75% of the cards in ELO, this is going to be a better ability than the Sacronum ability. It will be a -9 on the majority of the cards in ELO mode, with -12 and -15 occasionally. So I'd say it's just overall more powerful than the Montana and the Sacronum. Coming in at number 5 is the Uppers with -10 opponent attack, -3. This is just a strict upgrade to Sacronum's bonus, and I'd say because it's 1 more than the average on Hive's ability, that's why it really comes in above them, just because the minimum's lower and the average minus to your opponent's attack with the Hive is 9, and this is 10. More often, it's more powerful than the Hives. Coming in at number 4 is a Huracan with +1 attack per life left. So on the first turn you use this in Elo mode, that's +14. That is quite a bit. And the Huracan clan in general has a lot of healing in it. So this can get up to, you know, +18, +19, or even +20 if you get something really crazy. So the ability of this to scale makes it really good. And, you know, at worst on like turn 3, you're probably going to be down to like 8, maybe 7. So it's like even or better than the Sentinels and Junks, which is still really good, and it has the potential of going up again. So just the potential attack bonus you get makes this come in at number 4. On to the top 3. Number 3 is Vortex. Defeat. Recover 2/3 of the pills you put in. This is just any pills gain abilities are just really good in general, because you can say on average a pill is worth 7 attack. And it also allows you to go all in more often with less risk. Because if you can all in something and they have to stop it, they spend a whole bunch of pills, but you get all your stuff back because they have to stop it. It's just a really good ability, and it can swing games in your favor. So that's why it comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Riots with +1 pills, victory or defeat. You remember what I said about the Vortex and that having more pills is really good? Well, the only downside with the Vortex is they can't get pills back on victory. Well, with the Riots, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you get pills back. Even though it can be a significantly smaller amount, you can still get it back when you win. So it essentially reduces the amount of pills you put in your character by 1 without actually reducing their attack, which is just really good. And it allows you to make better trades than you could with even like the Vortex, because you have that guaranteed pill whether you win or lose. And a lot of the cards in the clan actually increase the amount of pills you get. So, you know, it's just really good in general. And coming in at number 1, if you've been paying attention, you already know what this is. It's the Raptors with cancel opponent attack modifier. This, in my opinion, is the most powerful effect on a bonus in the game. Because if you count, around about half of the bonuses in this game are based around modifying attack, either plus or minus. And this stops all of them. And because it's not considered a stop opponent ability or stop opponent bonus, if they have protection bonus or protection ability, it gets around it. So it can make the skills bonus completely worthless, and the card still has an ability. Whereas that just negates complete bonus and ability of the skills card. Not to mention, there are some cards that are entirely based around power or attack modification, either plus or minus. And that stops ability and bonus while still having another ability. All in all, it just makes the Raptors a really hard clan to beat, because it deals with a lot of the bonuses and abilities in the game. Because the second most prevalent abilities in the game are modifying attack abilities. So, how did you like my list? Did you agree with it? Do you think some things should be rated higher or lower than they are? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to know when I upload a new video, even though I upload at the same time every day, there's a link in the description for my Twitter. If you follow that, it will show whenever I upload a new video or add one to a playlist, apparently, because I do not know how to turn that off. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you really loved it, subscribe. Oblivion234, out.